Hello and welcome to the Vaults of Terra. My name is Ed and today we're going to be continuing where we left off with our previous video about the Warhound Scout Titan. Today we're going to be going over the rest of the Titans used by the Imperial forces just to round up our Titan videos. So to get started, the next class of Titan after the Warhound class Titan is the Reaver Battle Titan. Now it is a medium-sized Titan and is a flexible war engine typically deployed for close troop support. It is one of the oldest Titan designs, and only a select few know of the original date of design. It is rarer than the Warlord Titan with less weaponry, but slower than a Warhound Titan. However, it fills the gap between both and supports them well in combat. Now, the Reaver has 4 shield generators and is protected by thick adamantine armour plating, giving it a high level of protection. It can mount up to 3 weapon systems which are configured based on its mission role. Short, rapid-fire weapons for close support, while it will be given longer-ranged firepower if facing other Titans or larger defences. Now, they are powerful against its class of engine and anything beneath it, but are very vulnerable to larger classes of Titan. Now, the Reaver differs from other Titan designs in that its plasma reactor is located at the rear of the carapace housing rather than in the centre of the engine. This feature makes it harder for the enemy to knock out the Titan when attacking from the front, whilst simultaneously making the reactor an easier target when attacking from the sides or rear. This makes close city fighting a hazard, but improves its defences over long range against heavy artillery. Now, Reaver crews are the same as found in other Imperial Titans, 1 Princeps with overall command of the machine, 2 Moderati who control its weapons and movements, and a Tech Priest to manage the main plasma reactor and any of the other technical systems. Now, the subclasses of the Reaver are the Vandal, the Hun, and the Goth. The Vandal class of the Reaver is for fast assault missions, and they are ideal for destroying enemy war engines and heavily armoured vehicles with close combat Titan weapons or short-range firepower. The Hun class is the most common configuration and used for a variety of roles and equipped with a multitude of Titan-class weaponry. Finally, the Goth class is a Reaver Titan pattern configured for long-range firepower and is mainly used as mobile artillery. They're most commonly equipped with a mix of Quake cannons, Volcano cannons, Inferno guns and Apocalypse missile launchers along with large plasma cannons. The Reaver standard armaments consist of a single carapace-mounted weapon, typically equivalent to one of the smaller weapons carried by the Warhounds, and 2 arm-mounted weapons equivalent to those carried by the Warlords, which is a higher class of Titan. Now, a common configuration for a Reaver is an Apocalypse missile launcher with a laser blaster and a Gatling blaster. However, they do have other options in weaponry, which can be a Volcano cannon, a Melter cannon, or a Titan Power Fist, along with secondary weapons including an Apocalypse missile launcher, Vortex missiles, a Plasma blast gun, Turbo laser destructors, Inferno guns, or Vulcan mega bolters. Moving on to the Warlord Battle Titan, it is the most numerous of the Imperial Titans, with millions having been built over the many years of its existence, and the design being older than the Imperium itself, although apparently predated by the Reaver. The Warlord is in fact mostly like a walking fortress, with enough firepower to wipe out entire armies on its own. The only true threat to the Warlord is other Titans of the same magnitude, as seen in a Horus Heresy, when Warlord Titans fought Warlord Titans for supremacy of the heretical or Imperial forces. To overview, the Warlord is the second most powerful Titan in the entire Titan arsenal of the Imperium and seconded only to the Emperor class. However, the Emperor class is far rarer, so the Warlord is most widely employed, with numerous and versatile classes being deployed across battlefields since the time of the Great Crusade and even during a dark age of technology. The longevity of the Warlord means that a variety of different patterns and variants have been built, with some mounting unusual upgrades such as landing platforms, siege rams to batter down walls, and assault pods to send infantry into the enemy's strongholds. The primary role of a Warlord is as a front-line combatant. Its first line of defence are 6 shield generators powerful enough so that a Warlord can withstand continuous bombardment from over 50 armoured vehicles and artillery platforms with no loss of shield strength. They also have immensely thick adamantine hides that can absorb and shrug off most weapons' fire. Now, it's equipped with 4 Titan-class weapons, along with many secondary weapons, allowing for great versatility and giving the Warlord the ability to level an entire city with its weaponry. Now, a Warlord can easily destroy a Warhound Scout Titan in seconds, and will defeat a Reaver Battle Titan quickly in one-on-one combat. However, their weakness is that their plasma reactor is located in the abdominal or stomach cavity, meaning it can be easily damaged if fire is focused there by the enemy. In addition to its weaponry, the Warlord Titan is equipped with a powerful heavy-duty Auspex equipment, allowing it to locate targets within the most hellish and inhospitable conditions. It uses a huge variety of different sensors to find its prey, and a Warlord can accurately target lock based on heat signature, signatures, seismic activity, motor noise, communication signals, and even falling masonry knocked down by moving enemies. To steady itself, the Warlord Titan is fitted with internal gyros and gravitational stabilizers to brace itself when firing or moving over difficult terrain, especially using its very large, heavy Titan weaponry. Just as a note, the Warlords have a stride of over 20 meters, which is a very long stride and of course can not be matched by anything other than the Emperor Titan or Titans from the other races. Now the subclasses of the Warlord are numerous, the first being the Deathbringer. It's the most common configuration of Warlord class Titan and are equipped with a variety of weapons that can be used for a multitude of battlefield roles. And next up is the Eclipse class, which is a lighter version of the Deathbringer and usually is deployed in a Reaver-like position. It is typically armed with volcano cannons, Gatling blasters and Apocalypse missile launchers. Next up is the Night Gaunt, which is a class of Titan which varies from the standard class because it is mainly designed to hunt down enemy Titans and destroy them in close combat. They are faster than other Warlord Titans and are always equipped with 1 or 2 Titan close combat weapons or lighter short-range firepower in order to engage the enemy who is usually more focused on long-range firepower. Now the final subclass we have today is the Nemesis class, which is a brute force class of Warlord Titan. These machines excel at long-range firepower and in siege warfare, but possess very poor maneuverability. Nemesis Warlords are typically equipped with a mix of Quake cannons, volcano cannons, inferno guns, plasma destructors, and Apocalypse missile launchers. And now, as with all Titans, the Warlord has multiple configuration mounts which allow it to interchange weapons for specific situations, although different patterns of Warlord are factory built with standard weapon configurations, and most crews will have a specific style that they prefer. The standard weapon configuration for a Mars pattern Warlord are 2 turbo laser destructors in the carapace mounts, with a volcano cannon and a Gatling blaster on the arm mounts. The overall weapons that can be used by a Warlord are the Laser Blaster, a Gatling Blaster, a Melter Cannon, a Plasma Destructor, a Quake Cannon, a Volcano Cannon, or Titan class close combat weaponry. They also have the ability to mount double-barreled turbo laser destructors, plasma blast guns, inferno guns, Vulcan mega bolters, Apocalypse missile launchers, and Vortex missiles. Now the final Titan class I want to speak about today is the Emperor class Titan. The Emperor class is the largest class of Imperial Titan, consisting of 2 classes, the Imperator and the Warmonger. Now the Emperor Titans are immense mobile fortresses mounting arsenals of weaponry, protected by void shield generators and armour thicker than the walls of most fortresses. Emperor Titans are the largest engines that can be deployed on a planet's surface and has a vital role employed against the most formidable and overtly powerful enemies, providing massive destructive and direct fire against them. The noteworthy feature of the Emperor is the fortified castle-like structure which occupies the entire upper half, supporting features like spired towers and stained glass viewing ports. Although whilst seen as a bit of an affection by the enemy, the building is very heavily armed and more than capable of contributing to combat. Due to its prominent position, the Titan's head has to be situated lower than normal on the body in order to accommodate the castle building. Now the standard equipment for an Emperor class is a Hellstorm cannon, a Plasma Annihilator, and 12 shield generators, which makes it the most heavily defended Titan of all the classes I've mentioned. Now as I've mentioned, there are 2 different variants, the Imperator and the Warmonger. Of the 2, the Imperator is a more general purpose assault platform, whereas the Warmonger is a dedicated fire support unit with advanced fire control and targeting systems. Both classes are extremely powerful and are equipped with many pre-installed weapons, and their mounts can handle weapons too big for even the other classes. They do not, however, carry any close combat weapons, as their sole focus is on extreme firepower, and their close combat reaction skills are lower due to their immense size. Emperors are very rare and can utterly crush many weaker war engines. By default, they also carry companies of troops on board for defence and assault assistance if they are assaulted by the enemy that is so small that it is not even noticed by the Emperor Titan as it strides through the battlefield. The Imperator is configured to deliver salvos of devastation at all ranges, and fire intensifying as the Imperator comes closer to its target. However, Imperators are not normally equipped to fight other Titans in close combat. Instead, they rely on deadly firepower to cripple opponents before they get too close. The Warmonger is similar to the Imperator, but it is configured for long-range fire rather than the medium-range fire of the Imperator. In battle, Warmongers will usually be held back to provide covering support, bring down devastating salvos of missiles and defense laser fire on the enemy, while other units forge ahead to drive into the heart of the enemy. Now, I would talk about the weapons of the Emperor class Titan, but my script simply reads all of them. However, I will give you a quick rundown of the type of weapons they can equip, which are Apocalypse missile launchers, Gatling blasters, Inferno guns, Hellstorm cannons, Melter cannons, Plasma Annihilators, Plasma blast guns, Plasma destructors, Quake cannons, Thermal cannons, Turbo laser destructors, Volcano cannons, Vulcan mega bolters, Titan warp missiles, and Titan vortex missiles. So that is everything I have to say on the Titans. I hope this video has been informative. We will be coming up next with some videos on the Inquisition, and probably going over a few more bits and pieces about the Mechanicum before we finish with them, and then we'll be moving on to talking about the other races, and of course the Horus Heresy is coming! I know everyone is shouting at their screens right now saying when. It has been many years since I announced I was doing it. I'm sorry, it just takes time. I'm writing up the scripts myself, so they will be done, and hopefully one day we will learn about the Horus Heresy together. So, I hope you've enjoyed the video today. Do leave a comment in the comment section below if you've enjoyed it, or if you have any questions to ask. You can also ask me directly via personal message, or you can go to the Vox Relay, the Vaults of Terra forum, where the knowledgeable community can answer any questions that you may have. So, that's everything today. See you next time on the Vaults of Terra.